Welcome back to SHS BNN. I'm Cameron, and I'm here with Mr. Lowe, and we're here to talk about this poster behind us. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so this poster says, ¿Cómo nos hace sentir la pandemia? Which is in Spanish for how the pandemic makes us feel. In Spanish class, we're learning about how to express ourselves. And being such an emotional time during the pandemic, and of course as teenagers, as you all are, on the wall we are writing how we feel in Spanish, but then in English describing it with a little more detail.
Okay, and what does this mean to your students? Like, beginning to describe their feelings about this pandemic.
I have no idea, but we're going to find out.
And what does this mean to you?
To me, it's important because I remember being a teenager, the emotional roller coaster ride that you're on. I can't imagine experiencing that with the world of social distancing. I mean, social distancing is kryptonite to an average teenager. And having to maintain not seeing family, particularly older relatives who are constantly in fear of becoming ill, not seeing your friends, having missed so many months of school, so many important times in your life that you didn't get last year, and this year that are either stymied or canceled. I just can't imagine it. So I think it's important that you all be able to express yourselves, but then reflect on the wall when everyone has written on it, and see that you're not alone. You're not alone the way you feel today. You may feel really excited one day, you may feel really depressed the next. Those are normal anyway, but right now, even those extremes are quite average. And it's not just teenagers, it's also adults. Most adults I know have been more emotional this last year than in 20 years of friends and family I have. So I want to normalize it and make you all understand that we're getting it together, but then you can still succeed and learn things.
And I see that some of them are in Spanish and some of them are in English. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Each student writes how they feel in Spanish and then they describe it in English. We're Spanish 1, so if I can get 2 or 3 words in Spanish, that's pretty good.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to SHBNN. I'm Logan and I'm with
Haley Ann.
Okay. What was your idea for your poster and what did you end up writing?
I wrote that I feel alone because everyone is at home and isolating themselves, and it's not like it used to be. So
I know. I
that's
can feel that. I've already had quarantine twice.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially like the school hallways. You used to like see people in them, but like thinking of how it was last year, like how many people just aren't here. It's just very different.
It used to be like a roadblock trying to get through the main areas.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, Reese. What was your idea for the poster and what did you end up putting up there?
So for the poster, I put estoy enojado. That means angry. This pandemic is just really annoying. It already canceled marching band and the band's Christmas concert.
Yeah.
Something I really enjoyed doing.
I know.
Lots of other things. It's created lots of other annoyances.
Yes, very much so. I've had 2 quarantines and I missed out on a bunch of stuff over the summer, right when it hit, kind of in March, but I can really understand why you'd be aggravated. Thank you.
I'm here with Ms. Lopez today, and we're going to be talking about this beautiful wall behind us. Can you tell us a little bit about how the students' experience with this wall?
I think my students' experience was good, especially my first period. They really enjoyed it. They got to think about how they felt during the pandemic and kind of process it a little bit, and they got to use Spanish, so just helped all around.
And as a teacher, like with doing 2 different classes in one classroom, how does that dynamic work between the 2 classrooms?
Mr. Little and I have been working together all school year with our Spanish 1 classes, and so it's been very good collaboratively. He does a lot of the online stuff, and he always is really good at coming up with projects like this, and then I help formalize it and make it run a little bit smoother, and we're good at bouncing back ideas, so it was great.
And how does it make you feel that this wall is full of all these different experiences and feelings about this crazy pandemic that we are going through?
I love it. I love that there's so much Spanish on it too, and I think it looks pretty. It's colorful, and we're gonna do something else with it, like kind of do a little graph with how many people felt like sad or depressed or content or happy, and also I liked that there was such a large range of emotions that was expressed because not everyone was sad during the pandemic. A lot of students expressed that they were happy they got to spend more time with their family, and I thought that was really interesting.
Well, thank you again for letting us interview you on camera, and we'll see you again.
Katherine Johnson's intelligence and skill with numbers became apparent when she was just a child, and by the time she was 10 years old, she had started attending high school. At 18, she graduated with the highest honors from West Virginia State College and was selected to be one of the first Black students to enroll in a graduate program. In 1953, she began working at the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics West Area Computing Unit, which was a group of Black women who manually performed complex mathematical calculations for the program's engineers. Johnson calculated and analyzed the flight paths of many spacecrafts during her more than 3 decades with the U.S. space program. Her work helped send astronauts, including Neil Armstrong, to the moon.
Back to SHS BNN. I'm Cameron, and I'm here with Mr. Seiler to talk about the bowling team. So my first question was, what kind of coach are you? The head coach, assistant, or how does that work?
This year and last year, I took a step back and became the assistant coach. Kelly Marlin is the head coach right now.
As an assistant coach, what do you do for the team? Like, what are your responsibilities?
My responsibilities are that I go to most of the games and support the team as much as possible. A lot of what I do is on the back end as far as fundraising, taking care of accounting, things like that.
Okay. As for your team, what do you do as a practice? How do you get them better?
How do we get them better? Okay. One thing that we started doing a couple of years ago was that we started doing summer practices. Right? We'd have the kids show up about one day a week at the bowling alley and start getting practice in. And that really made a huge difference in that. I mean, just this year, we've seen our athletes increase tremendously by getting getting more practice in. So that's one of the biggest things. We work not just on trying to get a strike every time, but we also work on picking up single pins and things like that.
And we were wondering, how do you join the team?
How do you join the team? All right, well, that's a great question. So usually about the second week in August, we have tryouts, and we'll just go from there.
Is there an average score that you need to obtain?
It varies. It's going to vary from year to year. Sometimes we might look at someone's score and it might not be where we would like it to be, but Kelly and I might recognize that person has some potential. They're coachable, and we've had bowlers in the past that maybe their scores weren't the best, but by the end of the season they had increased quite a bit. I mean, we've got a couple of kids this year whose scores increased, by maybe 30 pins, between August and then December.
We were curious on, is there different oil patterns for different matches or tournaments that you want to do?
So during the regular season, we play on something that's called a house shot, and that's just basically the oil pattern that each bowling alley has. And it's going to be kind of simple. Once you get to state, whether it's individual state or whether it's team state, they're going to have something that's called a sport shot. A sport shot oil pattern has a much higher level of difficulty.
That's all the questions that we had for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure. I'm here with Elizabeth, and we're going to talk about the national championship. How did that make you feel to win?
It felt amazing.
So, how did you win? Can you give me a little bit of on the experience that you had to go through?
Well, we all had to bowl at the same time because we were doing Baker style bowling, but all of the teamwork that we had and the motivation that we had for each other really helped us win.
And does winning that bring more pressure on you for these upcoming years? Like this year, does that bring more pressure, or is it just kind of?
Every year I strive for the same goal, but win or lose, we lose as a team.
And you had an individual state. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I came in second. I qualified second before we bowled again at 5, and in my last match in the second frame, my thumb split open, and I was not able to really finish out strong, so I lost.
That was unfortunate. Well, I hope you do better this year. Thank you for letting us interview you.
This week's College of the Week is Middle Tennessee State University. MTSU has 8 undergraduate colleges and offers more than 40 departments and more than 140 degree programs. MTSU also has a University Honors College, which offers an Ivy League experience for high-ability students. MTSU has a Center for Student Involvement and Leadership that exists to help you get the most out of your college experience, with more than 200 student organizations, as well as various student activities and resources. MTSU offers several scholarships and grants, including the Finish Line Scholarship, the MTSU Dream Scholarship, and the Buchanan Fellowship. There are over 17 athletic programs, all part of CUSA. The location is in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The mascot's the Lightning, and it has over 20,000 students involved. If you'd like to know more, scan the QR code. There's going to be an ACT boot camp offered on March 8th, the Flex Day for juniors. It's open to all juniors. Feeling stressed about the ACT? Why not join us for a free ACT boot camp Monday, March 8th? The times are 8:30 to 12:30 or 1 to 5 p.m. We do have transportation and you can sign up here. Pizza lunch will be provided.
Hello, I'm Brennan from SHS BNN, and I'll be talking about trying new things. Exploring, it can be done in your neighborhood or local park and brings exciting new opportunities, gives you better health, and enhances your quality of life. If you're ever stuck on anything, exploring can help you discover unexpected things and enhance your creativity. Walking is sort of the same situation. You can do it in your local park or neighborhood, and it's a great way to improve or maintain your health. Just 30 minutes a day can improve cardiovascular fitness, strengthen bones, and reduce excessive body fat. It also can help reduce your risk of developing any sorts of heart diseases or any type of diabetes. Skating is really good for your legs and back muscles. It helps improve balance, abilities, and coordination. Skating can also improve the strength of abdominal and lower back muscles since you maintain a straight, steady, upright position while doing it. Bowling is really good for your arm and heart muscles. It gets your blood pumping. It's an excellent exercise for your joints, tendons, ligaments, and muscles. Really good for your bones as well. And it's just very easy to learn.